This is 12.2 video notes. This is on the same page that your 12.1 video notes were on. So get out that same piece of paper. You don't need to get a new one. Just get that same one and then find this slide. We're going to start on 12.2. Okay, 12.2 is all about triangles. So we just practiced and learned about parallelograms. Now we're going to learn about the area of a triangle. And believe it or not, triangles do relate to parallelograms. How do triangles relate to parallelograms, you might ask? Well, I'm about to answer that for you. We have here a rectangle, a square, a parallelogram, and another parallelogram. If we cut these a very certain way, exactly in half, it will give us two triangles. Watch. So on this one, first one, I'm going to draw a line corner to corner like that. Okay. Now we have a triangle here and we have a triangle here. And these two triangles just happen to be exactly the same size. And their lengths are all the same, right? We have a length here and a length here that's the same. We have a length here and a length here that's the same. And then the one that goes along the middle is the same. So they are identical triangles. It just has two identical triangles. Okay, let's try the square. Now, a rectangle and a square are both types of parallelograms because they have two opposite sides of parallel lines. So each one of these is just a different shaped parallelogram. So I'm going to cut this one in half. Now, they need to be cut in half corner to opposite corner. Okay, if I split it down the middle here, that's not going to give me two triangles. That's going to give me two more rectangles. We don't want that. We want to do corner to corner, so corner to corner. So that's one triangle, two triangle. Just like the one before, they are both identical to each other. Exactly the same. Just two triangles, exactly the same shape and size. Okay, for the parallelogram next to it, I'm going to do opposite corners this way, like that. Now you can do either corner, okay? So you can do this set of opposite corners, or you can do this set of opposite corners, okay? Either way, it will give you two triangles that are identical to each other, right? And that one too, just like that. It gives us one triangle, two triangle. Okay, so moral of the story here is that two identical triangles always make a parallelogram. You can take any shape of triangle. I dare you to find a triangle shape that if you have two of the same identical triangles, you can't make a parallelogram. I guarantee you will lose because it doesn't matter what shape the triangle is in. If it is a triangle and there are two identical triangles, same shape, same side, same everything, you can put them together to make the parallelogram. Okay, so if the area of a parallelogram equals base times height, right? We have base and we have height. How would we find the area of a triangle? Okay, so let's take our rectangle here, which is a parallelogram, it's a parallelogram, and we do what we just did in the previous slide where we cut it down the middle like this. Okay, and I only want to know the area of one of those triangles, just this one. I only want to know the area of that triangle. Well, if I know that area, if the area of a parallelogram is the base times the height, that gives us the area of the entire thing, but I only want the triangle. Well, if the triangles that I created are both identical to each other, what we can do is then take the base and the height and divide it all by 2. Because what I want is I want half of the area of a parallelogram. Okay? So we're just going to divide our base times height by 2. Okay? So we're going to divide the area of the parallelogram by 2. Okay, so the area of the triangle. Area of a triangle equals base times height divided by 2. This will always be true for a triangle. Any triangle, any shape of triangle you see, always be base times height divided by 2. Okay. Now the height. The height is always 90 degrees and connected to the base. So remember a parallelogram? Remember that height is always 90 degrees connected to the base. The same goes for a triangle. So we're going to go from this top corner straight down to the base. And this angle is 90 degrees, so it is perpendicular, that line. Okay, this is our height. And then because this line is 90 degrees on this one, this is our base. Just like that. Okay, and your height is always going to go from that top corner down to the base. Okay, always. So let's find the area of these 3 triangles. Now remember, the height is always 90 degrees, and then area equals base times height divided by 2. So let's do this one on the left. We have our height is always 90 degrees, and it's connected down to that base, which here we have our base, and this would be our height. So the 10, we don't really need the 10. We don't need to know the 10 yards. All we care about is the base and the height. So if area equals base times height divided by 2, then let's plug it in. We have area equals base, which is 7, times height, which is 4, divided by 2, which is going to give us, what, 7 times 4 is 28. 28 divided by 2 is 14. And it'll be 14 centimeters squared. Okay. Now let's do the second one. We have our area equals base times height divided by 2. So area equals, let's plug it in. We have our base right here. So our base is 9. And our height is that line that's 90 degrees. It goes from the top corner down to the base. So it's going to be 9 times 11. And then we're going to divide all of it by 2. This 12 doesn't matter. We don't even need it. We don't need it. We have all we need to know. It doesn't matter. So now our area equals 9 times 11 is 99. And then 99 divided by 2 is 49.5. If I'm wrong, come and find me and tell me, but I'm pretty sure I did that in my head, so I'm pretty sure that's right. Okay. Oh, and we need our yards squared. Remember, yards squared. Okay, now for this third one we have our triangle. Can you see that our triangle is actually right here? This is our triangle right here. Blue pen isn't showing up very well. But that is our triangle right there. Now sometimes we have a triangle where that top point, this top point, is way over to the side. So our height is still going to go straight down, perpendicular to our base. And sometimes that line is going to be kind of like outside the triangle like this. And that's okay. That 4.5 yards is still our height, okay, because we want that 90 degrees to the base. So area is going to be base times height. We have our base, which is 6.4, 6.4. This is our base from here to here. 6.4. Then we're going to multiply it by our height, which is 4.5. We're going to divide it all by 2. So that means our area is 6.2 or 6.4 times 4.5, which is 28.8, and 28.8 divided by 2 is 14.4. And that's in yards squared, because we have yards. Okay, Now that you're done with the video notes, go ahead and complete the tasks and then the hands-on task. If you have any questions, let me know.